What up, guys? James from Bolt Bros here. Want to be able to chat about some transactions the Chargers just made. Hey, a little bit of a debacle of what happened in last Saturday's game. So they had to make some changes. So we added a new player, and two players have left the building. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Bolt Bros, let's go.
Bolt Bros!
All right, guys. Once again, appreciate all the love and support. Please like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. And once again, we love to be able to hear from you about this topic and anything Chargers related down in the comments below. So once again, Chargers made some moves after that Saturday game. A little bit of a mess game on the offensive side of things. So they've made a couple of adjustments on that side. But first, they have added one other player on the defensive side, which is a little bit of a shocking move in my opinion. So Chargers added Shaquille Quarterman, linebacker, to the team. So once again, he is a guy that came from the Jacksonville Jaguars, selected in the 4th round in the 2020 draft. He did play throughout pretty much every game in his career, played some special teams too. Did get injured in his rookie year, put on the injured reserve, and was activated a little bit later on this season. But basically, he's had some field time. He's had some time on the field. He has some experience being in the NFL and all the speed of the game. He's very aware of it. The thing is, though, he's not a lot of starts that he's got under his belt, but he's got experience. And I think that's one thing that they're trying to find more in this team is more guys that have been on the field and have some experience all around. Now, no knock by any means on Nick Niemann, Troy Dye, who did actually very well, Deion Henley. They did great in the preseason game. I think they did very, very well all around. I think what they're just trying to find is more experience. With also Shaquille Quarterman, he was with the Eagles. He did get let go on Sunday, so he got quickly signed by the Chargers after that. Now, I do kind of think a little bit about Junior Colson too. I mean, I know it's taking a while for him to get back and get him going around on this team. He hasn't been able to practice with his team since his surgery and such too. Maybe this is more of kind of a contingency plan of having somebody else with more experience and also a guy that could bring some experience to the special team sides of things. Who knows? I'm not really sure, but it is an interesting addition to the team for a position I don't feel is truly that much of a need at this point. I feel like with Troy Dye, Nick Niemann, Denzel Perryman, I think that we got some pretty good guys all around in the linebacking core, but we're probably playing more of a 4-3. We're going to have a lot more linebackers on the field at all times. So maybe it's just about trying to bring in another guy that could be a good fit for us. He's got to show out in game 2 for us for preseason if he wants to find a way onto this team. Now, it's an interesting thing of going out and getting Shaquille Quarterman. I always kind of look at it as, where are the connections with this team? And once again, he did come from Miami, University of Miami. So who's a guy on our team that's from University of Miami? Denzel Perryman. Maybe Denzel Perryman threw out that, hey, maybe this could be a good guy to be able to pick up, a guy that could fit really well for your needs, and is a guy that I kind of know personally. So maybe Shaquille and Denzel have communicated with each other. You know what? You bring your boys in, right? And so I think maybe that's where the connection is here with this team. But Shaquille Quarterman, linebacker, added to the team, 6 foot, 240-pound guy. He's been in the league since 2020, so basically the same timeline as Justin Herbert, 4th round pick. We'll see where he goes from here. But once again, I think it's really about just adding more experience to this linebacking core all around. So keep an eye out for Shaquille this weekend. He probably will get some game time too. So within the same move, we actually had 91 players on the team. So we obviously got to get to 90. So we had to let go of 2 players here. I think it's a little bit of a shocking move in some sense, in a couple different ways, but some make sense. So Chargers moved on from Praise Olatoke, I think is how you say his last name. Once again, he was a part of the whole international player program. It was our second guy that we had on our team, with CJ Okoye being our other player that we got from last year from the international plan or program. Praise wasn't able to cut it, apparently. So number 46 is out of the team. Once again, the wide receiver core is pretty big all around. We got a lot of guys out there. Simeon Fehoko actually showed out. And if you really want to say, last Saturday, he was the only guy that really did anything on our wide receiver core and actually showed out. So Praise has been let go. The wide receiving core is starting to shape up a little bit too. We, once again, do not have to get to 53-man squad till after preseason game number 3. And then the practice squads are built at that point. So there's a chance that maybe even Praise finds his way back on the practice squad. I thought it was really interesting for them to get or let go an international player that was obligated to the Chargers. I know there's kind of this idea there's a little bit of a guarantee of having a slot, but once again, we had CJ Okoye from last year already on this team. So they had to move on from Praise. Maybe they'll even try to bring him in for the practice squad. Who knows? I mean, he's got a lot of speed, but he's got a lot of inexperience in being a NFL-based player or a football player in general. So the move kind of made sense in my opinion. So, and the second player that we have moved on to be able to get to the 90-man roster right now, we had to move on from Casey Bauman. Now, Jim Harbaugh here looks like, hey, man, this is it. Sorry, bud. You didn't get enough time on the field. We got to move on. But once again, the quarterback situation is a very, very interesting topic and obviously a major topic that came out of, Saturday's game. I mean, Easton Stick didn't look good. Max Duggan didn't look good. Luis Perez looked good, and he was later in that game. Now you start kind of saying, hey, Casey, I know Jim Harbaugh was trying to get all 4 quarterbacks out there. Just the engine wasn't working for Easton Stick. It took 7 drives to get 1 first down with Easton Stick. That is unacceptable on so many levels. But it sucked because Casey Bauman didn't get his chance to be on the NFL field for his career. So, I mean, he might get picked up by somebody else. Who knows? But at this moment, Casey Bauman has been let go. Now, the whole thing is, though, is now, okay, Max Duggan, like, he's got to show out. You know what? Easton Stick's got to find his way to show out. Luis Perez looked good in his very limited amount of work. Do we have a quarterback controversy that's coming up there? And I know, Daniel Popper, I believe, brought that up during the Jim Harbaugh conference. And he's like, look, man, I'll let you know if there's going to be a quarterback controversy. But at this point, no. I'm just going to say that I really hope to see Luis Perez get at least to the 3rd spot, see how he does against maybe some 2s and some 3s. Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing him going and just starting the game out just to see what he does. Because, I mean, at this point, Easton Stick did not look very good at all. I even threw out a little bit, too, on our live stream, on our post game. What if Tyler Huntley's a guy that they try to go and trade from the Browns? And I could do a whole another video about that, too, guys. But once again, Casey Bauman has been let go. So now there is currently only 4 quarterbacks on this team. And 4 quarterbacks on this team with Luis Perez, Easton Stick, Max Duggan, and obviously Justin Herbert. So there is a lot of adjustment going on with that, but it was kind of a necessary move. Try to get something a little bit moved out. Try to put a guy that probably is getting pushed out a little bit at this point. So bottom line, I think it's the right move all around for this team. So sucks to see. I'd love to be able to see Casey Bauman. I felt like he did pretty good in camp all around, too. I think he actually looked a little bit better than some of the other players, especially Max Duggan. But you got to make moves, right? And so once again, we have signed Shaquille Quarterman as a linebacker for the Chargers, adding more depth, adding more experience to that linebacker room, and I think could be another piece just for special teams also, too. So interesting move all around. We'll see what happens from here. But I'd like to be able to hear from you guys. So once again, put in some comments below about this subject, Shaquille Quarterman, and also the moves that we've made from Praise and Casey Bauman. So once again, guys, appreciate all the love and support. Please like this video. Subscribe to this channel if you've not. Once again, James from Bolt Bros. Let's go.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here watching Bolt Bros podcast. Let's go.